the most poisonous and venomous fishes in the world. With beautiful colors, round or square-shaped, sometimes these fish are only a step away from you. But if you eat or touch them, you could even die. Do you know which ones they are? See for yourself. Red lionfish. It is as beautiful as it is deadly. This interesting red lionfish is one of the deadliest fish in the sea. It's native to the Indian Ocean and west side of the Pacific Ocean. This fish grows to about 7.8 inches long and has an LD50 value of 4.4 milligrams per kilogram. You can find the venom of this exotic fish in its dorsal fin spines. Don't ever touch it! While this fish is not extremely fatal to humans, it can give you some great pain, nausea, breathing difficulties, and it could be deadly into water. Despite that, some gastronomies around the world consume it to counteract, in some way, the fact that it has invaded waters that are not its natural habitat. Would you try a red lionfish? As for me, I'll go for it. Giant moire. This ugly animal is very common in the Indo-Pacific seas. It can be up to 9.8 feet long and weigh 66 pounds. Since the giant moire feeds on other organisms that live in the corals, it absorbs their toxic substances. In this way, it can secrete a toxic mucosa through its skin, and if you're thinking of eating one on some exotic gastronomical tour in Asia, be careful and be alert to the small details, because its liver contains the most toxins. A miscalculation and you may come down with ciguatera that could kill you if you don't receive treatment immediately. This fish doesn't usually mess with you, but if you invade its personal space, it can be really violent and bite you with its huge teeth, just as it occurred during the 60s in Hawaii. Round stingray. This is not the largest one, and it may even seem friendly to you, but don't be fooled. This animal is the nightmare of many bathers on the west coast of the United States, as if you step on it, you'll go through an unforgettable experience. Not for stepping on the stingray, but for being in awful pain due to the injected venom through its stinger. The round stingray has an LD50 value of 28 milligrams per kilogram, causing incredible pain and infections. However, it is not deadly. So if you see a stingray on the shore or the sea, first make sure you know what species it is and whether or not it's venomous. You'd better keep away and take pictures from a safe distance. Forktale blenny. This striking fish, common in tropical waters and closely linked to coral reefs, is native to Oceania. And even though the aquariums may show many of its specimens and it is involved in wildlife trafficking, it is very toxic. The dangerous part of this little fish is its jaw, which has mouth glands that secrete opioid toxins, and these are crucial for its survival. This venom, which is located pretty close to the base of its sharp canine teeth, could dramatically lower your blood pressure, affect your coordination or swimming skills, and despite there are few documented cases of attacks, you must show respect to this little one. So if you're an avid enthusiastic about snorkeling or underwater photography, and you choose the Australian coral reefs or from some neighboring country, you'd better not touch anything that shines or has very pretty colors. That means bad news. You're better off seeing them on the web or being especially careful. In that way, you won't be bitten without asking for it. The major king of venomous things on this list is coming. Do you know what it is? Stay a little longer and you'll know. Stargazer. Venomous when alive but harmless to the palate. This hideous fish is equipped with a worm-like accessory in its mouth, which is used by the animal to draw prey before devouring them. But don't focus on that. The stargazer has two large venomous spines behind its eyelids and in its fins. Its bite is one of the most toxic to humans, and while its spines don't kill but only incapacitate the prey, the symptoms will make you cry. You will feel terrible pain, swelling, redness, hot, and like you've received electroshock therapy because, to top it off, this animal also has electrical organs. There is no antidote for its venom, but you can relieve suffering by using ointments, though you will suffer a lot anyway. That's why I recommend that you always watch your steps. By the way, people consume this fish. At the markets, they remove its electrical glands for you to enjoy its taste. Yellow boxfish. Small, gorgeous, and lethal, This little fish is known for being box-shaped and for its striking colors. It is native to the Pacific, Indian, and part of the southeastern Atlantic Ocean. The yellow boxfish doesn't seem to be toxic, let alone lethal. But when it's under stress, it may expel the neurotoxin tetrodotoxin through its skin, killing other fish around. If you want to eat it, you may get intoxicated even if the yellow boxfish is cooked. Its bright colors hint at how toxic it is. Due to its nice appearance, fish keeping highly appreciates this little fish, but it is one of the most difficult to keep since its venom usually kills its mates. Its singular figure gives it a very special movement style, don't you think? But never forget, it is as beautiful as it is toxic. Real Tang. I'm sure you already recognized her. This is the famous Dory from the Disney Pixar movie Finding Nemo. This fish is usually found in Indo-Pacific coral reefs, and it is used as bait or for exhibition in aquariums. It is a relatively harmless fish because it usually eats algae in coral reefs and keeps control of the ecosystem. She may seem sweet, but Dory can cut you like a surgeon. Why is this? Because it has a sharp spine that can stand erect as a method of defense and that looks like a scalpel. Despite its danger, this little surgeon is eatable, but be careful, you may have ciguatera. That's right, food poisoning from ingesting fish that feed on or live in coral reefs. If you eat this animal, you may not die, but you will experience the worst diarrhea of your life. So go easy on Dory. Look for her, find her, but don't touch her. Dusky Squirrelfish. This slippery, big-eyed fish is only 7 inches long and it sure draws attention. Its big eyes give it a very particular look and allow it to amplify 1 million times the scarce nightlight. Exactly, this little friend is nocturnal, so it catches small invertebrate animals under the faint light of the stars. And of course, just like most of the fish on this list, it lives in coral reefs spread out all over the western Atlantic, from the North Carolina coast to southern Brazil, throughout the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico. The dusky squirrelfish can inflict terrible pain on people pretty similar to that produced by a bee sting. While the discomfort includes awful pain, some people have a harder time. They suffer from skin redness and swelling that may take a long time to heal. Now, if you're unlucky enough to eat your lunch that, in turn, ate a dusky squirrelfish, don't doubt that you'll become intoxicated before you finish up your plate. But if this fish is part of your aquarium, be alert, because if it dies and remains in the tank, perhaps other fish eat it, so they'll get sick and die. Reef Stonefish. No, this is not a stone. It is a mortal fish that lives in the waters of the Red Sea and the Indo-Pacific. The reef stonefish is the deadliest fish in the sea to humans due to its mortal venom. But it's common to see this fish in aquariums, and it is even sold as food in Hong Kong's markets. It is also consumed in the Philippines as well as in Chinese restaurants and Japan. It has an LD50 value of 0.036 milligrams per kilogram, and it is such a toxic fish that if you don't receive treatment, you could die. Its venom is located in its spines, and only 6 out of its 13 spines stuck in your skin are enough to kill you immediately. The effects of this venom on your body are paralysis and tissue death. If you're on the beach, pay attention to where you're stepping on, as one of these fish could be there. Keep in mind that they are very difficult to notice, so you'd better avoid stepping on any stone in the sea. And now, the king of fish that can freeze you, make you be hungry and breathless. There you go! Tacky Fugu. It is famous for its unusual appearance when inflated like a balloon. Its swimming style is very slow and clumsy. It is easy prey for predators, but instead of fleeing, this fish inflates like a big balloon, not to be eaten. In addition to that, the Tacky Fugu has a substance called tetrodotoxin that is found in its internal organs and even on its skin. With this substance, the Tacky Fugu can paralyze the diaphragm muscles in its human victims. This toxin is 100 times more deadly than cyanide, and just a single Tacky Fugu could kill 30 adult humans if eaten undercooked or raw. To this day, the antidote is unknown, so it all depends on how much you eat. An interesting fact is that only a few highly qualified chefs in Japan can afford to prepare Tacky Fugu for the delicious fugu dish, which is extremely expensive and a delicacy for some, as well as one more way to challenge nature. What do you think of these fish? Had you heard of them yet? Let me know! Remember that for more amazing content about the beauty and toxicity of this planet, you can like and subscribe to TrendMax for much more incredible content. If you feel like watching more fish videos, check out this or this video. See ya!